Hey everybody, good evening. It's Ellen Lewis from Crazy for You. And if you are sick and tired of opening up Ravelry and seeing the same sweaters over and over again, you are in the right place, my friend, because tonight we are going to look at 15 fabulous summer sweaters to knit that you probably have never seen before. So I'm excited. Let me make sure we are live on Instagram. Yes, go live. All right, so yay, welcome, welcome. So as I said, I'm Ellen Lewis and I own Crazy for You Yarns in Leonardtown, Maryland. And I've been knitting a long time, long before Ravelry, and making sweaters before Ravelry. And some of the best, most beautiful designs sort of missed that, they missed the wave on Ravelry. They were popular, they were famous, they were really good, but they were not designed by people who were thinking about, digital content and the whole concept of Ravelry. So some of these patterns, and I've shared them before, they just didn't get introduced to quite the same audience the way that patterns get introduced now, where they're all, there's momentum and velocity with those designs. So they get shown over and over again. It's like you see the same reel on Instagram over and over again because everybody's looking at it because it's so cute. And I'm not here to say that the patterns that you see on Ravelry aren't awesome. They absolutely are. And if a lot of people are making them, I think that's a testament to their quality in general. And their appeal, their wide appeal. So chances are if 17,000 people are making this sweater and they love it, you might love it too. But it's easy to overlook some of these other really beautiful patterns. Last week, I talked about the easiest sweaters, and those were a lot of them patterns that maybe you hadn't ever seen before. This week, I am looking specifically at summer knits that have fewer than maybe 500 projects in there. And that's not that they haven't been knit 500 times, they're just haven't been knit by people that are on Ravelry. So I know you get what I'm talking about, and I think a lot of you come to this channel because you enjoy seeing those sort of special patterns. So let's say hi to everybody and then let's get to it. All right, let's see. Hey Jal, hey Amelia, nice to see you guys. Amy and Sandy, hey Polly, hey Susie. Hey Barbara. Barbara, are you getting the newsletter again? I know you were concerned about that, and I think you might be back on there. Hey Terry and Denise. Hey Nancy. My goodness, so nice to see you guys. I'm excited that you're here. Before we get started, I wanted to share with you a couple things that I think are super fun that I've been working on. And the first one is my emotional support chicken. I'm going to do a video on emotional support chickens and why everybody should knit one. But here is mine. And I think she's adorable. She hasn't been stuffed yet. Obviously, she's flat, and I'm still working on her belly right here, which goes in. But Mary did one, and I just thought it was so adorable. I don't knit stuffies. I don't knit accessories. I don't knit toys. I don't know what it is about this particular project that grabbed me, but it totally did, and I love it. So if you like this, tell me in the chat. I would be happy to hear. I was thinking a lot of people had commented on this particular yarn when they saw it. I was thinking about putting kits together for this so that you would have just the right amount of yarn. You wouldn't have to buy a whole ball of yarn for the beak, or I'm going to do the comb and the wattles and everything. And so it would be all fun and kitted up. Oh, and I have eyes. So I have eyes coming in, and that's going to be really great fun. So yay, emotional support chicken. Who knew? I don't get it, but I get it, right? The other thing I want to tell you is that I am finally reopening Club Crazy for You and Sweater University for enrollment next month. And in conjunction with that, I'm going to be doing a free mini seminar on sweaters, and that will be next month. So look for that. That's going to be a very fun, like 90-minute presentation and Q&A, and we will talk all through some of the things that are really hard for people about sweaters. And I think just watching this and being part of it, you're going to get a great deal out of it, and I think you're going to really enjoy making sweaters more when you have some of this information behind you. So that's going to be really fun, and look for that. That'll be everywhere. It'll be on, I'm posting it on Instagram. I'll post it on Facebook. I'll talk about it more here. And anyway, so if you're on the wait list, I'll send you a private email about that so that you can be sure to sign up first, because there are limited slots in there. So yay. So those are my 2 projects that I'm actively working on this summer. Oh my goodness, let's see. Hey, Phyllis. Hey, Betty, Nancy, Dara, Colleen, Mary. All right, yes. Oh, good. Okay, what does Amy have to say? So Mary's chicken at the shop today. Yay! Hi, Diane. Nice to see you. So I think Mary's chicken is absolutely adorable, which is why I had to knit one, right? And they are really quick and they're fun. And I think they're a great project for like learning short rows. There's so many little things in there that you learn, but I love it because the stakes are so low. It's a chicken, right? So we're just not going to freak out about it. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so these are, as I said, 15 fabulous summer sweaters that you haven't already seen. And okay, maybe some of these you have seen. If you've been knitting long enough, maybe some of them you've knitted. I would love to know that in the chat. So if something comes up and you're like, yes, I know that sweater, or I knitted that, tell me about it. Put it in the chat. Everybody wants to know, and tell us what you knit it with and all those kinds of things, because I think that is super fun to know, right? Okay, 15 fab sweaters you've never seen before. First one is this cover design. This is the Krista T by Joan McGowan Michael. And this designer, she's so lovely. She made her mark early on with a garment called the Shapely T. And she was one of the first designers who really understood bust line shaping with short row darts. So that was kind of her claim to fame. And then this was one of the most beautiful sweaters I think that I'd ever seen. Is super easy to do. I'm going to take that back. It's not a beginner sweater. If you've been knitting for a while and you're comfortable with sweater constructions and lace, then it's easy, but it's not an easy sweater. But it is absolutely gorgeous. I love this little lace detail at the bottom. You know I love a square neck. I think it's gorgeous. Yeah, so that's a really, really pretty one. I knit one back in the day, back really before I understood all that there is to understand about sweater fit, and I knit it too short for myself. So it is no longer with me. It's somebody else who's shorter waisted than I am is enjoying it. But it was a fun knit, and I think it's really pretty. So, all right, so there's that. And I have another picture of it to show you, because you can also do it sleeveless. So those of you who like sleeveless sweaters, you don't have to do the sleeves. This beautiful knitter on Ravelry just carried this eyelet pattern all the way up, and she didn't do the sleeve at all. She just continued to cut her armhole in, and I think this is gorgeous. This is a Krista tank, right? So beautiful. Yes, Amy says that Krista could be the bodice of a dress. It absolutely could. And wouldn't that be just lovely if you just knit the whole thing longer and you just made the whole thing a dress? Ugh, that would be great. You know, Melissa Reeder has knit several dresses, and they are so cute. So I love that idea, Amy. That's absolutely brilliant. So this is a really, really pretty pattern. The other thing is it's very size inclusive. You know, again, she is a tiny person with a very large bust, and she talks about that, and she designs this kind of beautiful, lacy, romantic style. If you look at her stuff on Ravelry, go and look. She has like a little set of panties and a cami it's just so cute and so sexy. And I remember when I first started getting her stuff, and I had people in the shop, and they would say, my husband says knitting is boring. I would say, show him this. So that was fun. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Okay. This is Seashell. This is a beautiful garment. It is not a vintage pattern in any way. It was about, I don't know, 4 seasons ago from the Mode collection, but it has not got a lot of knitting associated with it. Like, there are not a lot of projects in it. It's still gorgeous. This is knit in cotton glacé. Pretty little jewel neckline, and I adore this back button. I just think it is absolutely beautiful. Again, not the easiest pattern in the world. You've got a lot of fiddly bits going on here with the buttonholes and the lace and the button band and all that, but it is very beautiful. Here it is. This was, I think, perhaps the Mode magazine when they first introduced their expanded size range, and I think it looks absolutely beautiful on this gal too. So you can see it looks really great on, you know, all sizes of ladies. So very pretty. This is an old one, believe it or not. This was designed by Julie Weisenberger, who is the Coco Knits designer. This is called Tessa, and this is just a little a vest, really, and you can see how it looks from the inset when it's not kind of folded together. But this is a super cute little garment. It has a very clever double knit band right here that's worked alongside, and what you do is you work it, and then every few whatever you twist it in a kind of a random way, and it's just so fun. It's clever. It's got a lot of learning opportunities in it. You know, I love this kind of halter line, and I think it's really attractive. So this is actually the one that I knit. This is the one that's part of the pattern. And you can see that Julie recommends a DK weight knit at 18 stitches. I think this one in the pattern is actually probably a finer yarn, maybe like more of a sport weight linen, probably something like Noro Asaginu or one of those other linen fibers that's a little bit stiff, so it sort of stands away and looks really fresh and modern. So this is a beautiful pattern. You really have to look for it because it's not part of the Coco Knits method classes anymore, you know, because it was a bottom-up construction, but it is really cute. Tell me if you like that. Yes. Hey, Irina, nice to see you. Okay, this is a sweater. This is actually the one that I knit. This is called Solo by Chris Bilsma, and this would be absolutely perfect in Summerlight 4-ply. This was designed for a fingering weight cotton, and it's a gorgeous fabric. It's a 4-1 rib, and then you have this beautiful lace inset at the center that gives you like a self-facing around the neck. Honestly, every time I wear this, I get a ton of compliments on it because it's just so different. I cut the armholes in a little bit because that's what I like for that shaping. If that's not something you like, you can take that and have it straight up. But it does have a very nice applied I-cord around the armhole, which I think is really sharp and gives it a nice polish on the finish. So that one's really pretty. Let's see. Amelia says, I like Solo also, going through my stash. Yeah. Yes, Amelia, you absolutely should not buy new yarn for your emotional support chicken if you have a stash. It's wonderful in worsted weight. Whatever you have would be great. You might want new yarn for the Solo if you want, but that is beautiful. You might also have yarn in your stash for the Solo. It doesn't take a huge amount of yarn. You know, and fingering weight cotton comes in like, it's 200 yards for 50 grams. Yes, amigurumi. Oh, I think those eyes are really fun. Okay, back on the sweaters. Okay, this is another one by Mode. You know, I love their designs. This is called Dijon, And that's because this particular colorway is called Dijon. I don't know why it's called Dijon. It doesn't look like Dijon mustard to me. But this is a design by Georgia Farrell. It's another little tank. This is a fun knit because you've got garter stitch and then you have this long slipped stitch that is worked as a cable and brought over. And you can totally see how she would have been inspired by architecture here. And I just think that's really cute. If you do make this, please note you will want to pay attention to your length because we had this in the shop as a trunk show item and I can tell you it's short, says the woman who is long-waisted. But even the people who are normal waist length found it to be a little bit short. So you always want to make sure that you're knitting the right length for you. Let's see. All right, Amy loves the solo. Betty loves the solo. Yes, yay. Well, you know, Amelia, Amelia says she's got lots of fingering weight around, not sure if any of it's cotton. That's okay. If you're looking at the solo, I actually did mine in a sport weight silk. And I know that Ginny made one in kind of a fine fingering. She had a big hank of a lace weight, kind of a heavy lace, very fine fingering, and it worked great for that too. You just need to, of course, swatch it and see how you like the drape of the fabric at the gauge that you've decided. How you like the drape of the fabric when you work the yarn that you have at the gauge recommended in the pattern. Okay? Does that make sense? Yes, isn't that pretty? Very elegant with that texture. I think it's just lovely. This one, the texture here. Yes, you might be able to use Earl Grey in a solo if you gave it a shot. You know, it's worked on a 4, right? So, and the gauge is sort of weird on that because she gives you gauge and ribbing slightly stretched, blah, blah, blah. You just have to decide if you like the look of it. This is cute. I have not knitted this. I really don't know anything about it other than there are a couple knitters who are good knitters that knit this, and I think it's beautiful. Again, you've got that sort of square neckline and it's a tank, but if you didn't want it to be a tank, you could not maybe cut your armhole out quite so much, but I think this is really pretty. What am I talking about? Boat neck. Okay, sorry about that. That is, that's a typo. So I apologize. This is a square, a deep scoop neck. So yay. But very pretty. Worsted at 20. Okay, I think this is also very nice. Obviously, I think these are really nice because I pulled them. I never am going to show you patterns that I think are hideous. Okay, you know, I'm always going to show you things that I think are cute, or generally, you know, and they suit my aesthetic, but I also think they have broad appeal. So that's kind of what you're getting here. Okay, love this. I love this so much. Soleto vest, very, very pretty. You could wear this as a layering piece. You could wear it, you know, just as its own thing. Has armhole shaping, very, very nice. Love this little detail right here. This cable that gives you a little bit of a flare right there. I think that's super cute. Irina likes that. Yep, I love that too. Worsted weight. Yes, who doesn't love worsted weight? It goes so fast, you know? Yeah, this is super cute, I think. I'm glad you guys like it. Yes, good, good. Yes, oh, so lots and lots of love for Solito vest. Yeah, super cute. Now that's DK at 20, so you're going to get a little bit of drape, but I think that it's going to make up for it here with your cabling in there. What else have I got for you? Okay, this is Bone. Amy, I think you knit this, didn't you? Tell me in the chat if this is the one that you did. This is worked in Summerlight DK. This is a design by Martin Story. I show it here in the inset worn over a blouse because I love this kind of garment because for me, it's all season. You can wear this long cotton vest over a blouse, over a long sleeved, like a scoop neck, those stretchy things. I don't know what they're called, but you could wear it over whatever. You could wear it under a jacket. And then in the summer, you wear it by itself. So with a blouse, with a tee, with whatever, I think that's really great. And it's lace, but it's a very sort of graphical kind of lace. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not frilly or flowery. It's, come on, somebody give me the word here in the chat. It's graphic. It's, okay, it'll come to me in a minute. Yes, Deborah, that Solito vest would look beautiful in Summerlight DK. It would also look beautiful in cotton cashmere. I think this would be gorgeous and perfect. Thank you, geometric. Yes, geometric. God, what's wrong with me? Yes. Where are we? Yes, so this would look great in Summerlight DK. It would also look great in cotton cashmere. Yes, yes. Yes, the lace is easy to track, geometric. Thank you. My goodness. Words are hard. It's so hard. You wouldn't think that I'm a word person, but I am a word person. It's just, sometimes it gets away from you. Okay, so I love that. I think that's wonderful. And now we're into like little cardigans because summertime is the perfect time for cardigans, right? This is called Mainstays by Amy Palmer. I think she might be a designer for Barocco, but this is super cute. Look how like kind of cropped and oversized it is. It is knit. The body is knit in one piece, and then the sleeves are knit separately and set in. And I think this is cute. Again, this would be great in Summerlight DK or cotton cashmere. You could even do this in soft yak DK. I think you could probably do this in, even in hand knit cotton. It wouldn't have quite the same drape, but I think it's beautiful. This would also be pretty in Sabri, which is a very pretty. Oh, you know what? This would be gorgeous in? This would be gorgeous in Coleman. My goodness. All the possibilities, right? This is actually what I'm wearing tonight. This is a really fun cardigan. It is a long cardigan, and this is a cardigan that when I wear it to shows where knitters are, where yarn store owners are, they stop me because, yarn store owners, we all know all the patterns, right? We've been through them all. We've helped people knit dozens of them. But this is the cardigan that yarn store owners stop me and say, wow, that's a great pattern. Where did you get that? And it isn't very widely knit, and I'm not sure why. Maybe the sample picture doesn't really show off how beautiful it is, but trust me when I tell you, this is a gorgeous cardigan. And it's really fun to knit. You've got ribbing, like tutu ribbing, and then you've got this little cable in here. And then in between, you drop these stitches and it just opens the fabric up, and it is so incredibly fun to knit. I love it. Yes, it is very funky. Yes, so that's fun. And this again is by Chris Bilsma, who's an incredibly talented and innovative designer who is not really on the Ravelry kind of scene, This is an old one. This is Que Sera. This is a free pattern from Knitty. This is by Kristen Kapoor. She designs under the name Through the Loops. She's an incredibly talented designer. Amy, this one's for you at 16 stitches over 4 inches in lace, worsted weight. Beautiful, beautiful. I knit this. I taught a class on this. It's super cute. Again, it's not the easiest pattern in the world, but it is very attractive. And it looks great in cotton. It also looks great in wool. So I think that's really pretty. I may have a picture of mine here. I don't know. This would be beautiful in cumulus, people. This would be perfect. If you're a cumulus lover, this would be gorgeous. It would be absolutely perfect. And so soft, right? This is by Thea Coleman. She designs under the name Baby Cocktails. It's called Tanqueray. And this is the first of the pullovers that I wanted to share with you. And then this is a cute one, DK, bottom up. Oh my, I was putting this together fast. I apologize. It is not half linen stitch and I-cord. That's something from before, but this is bottom up and seamed. So super cute, DK. Any of your DKs are gonna look great in this. Oh my, see, I was getting really fast. This one is called Triton, all right? I should probably change that right now. This is not by Thea Coleman, and it is not Triton. You know what? I'm going to change that right now, okay? So let's see. I need to change that so that going forward we have that. And this is by Shelley Anderson. And it is, yes. Okay. Thank you for your indulgence. Okay, so this is Triton by Shelley Anderson. This is worked in a DK. This is a wonderful design. I don't think that there are but two people who have knit this on Ravelry or posted it on Ravelry, but I can tell you it's adorable. It's a dolman sleeve, so the body is worked here, and then right above the waist or just at the waist, you begin increasing, and the sleeve line is all included. This part here is ribbed, and you've got a deep slit in the hem, like I show here in the inset. This is a wonderful, cool, comfortable garment to wear. I actually have it on the mannequin here behind me, if you want to see. It is this. So I knit this in a Shibui yarn. This would be beautiful in Mojave. Absolutely beautiful in Mojave. That would be perfect for it. Yes. Yes, 16 inches over 4 inches. Amy likes it fast. All right. Okay, and this, again, this is a pullover worked in creative linen. This is by Lisa Richardson. I was shocked it wasn't by Martin Story because it's a very Martin Story look. But this is a gorgeous summer sweater. If you are in New York or New England or Seattle or any place that it gets, you know, hot in the day and cool in the evening, this is a perfect sweater. And it is so cute. Lots and lots of cables, fun to knit. Bottom up and seamed, of course, as you would expect from a Rowan design. So yeah, this is a great one. And then this one is an early sweater that I knit. This is by Sally Melville. It's called the Caddy Sweater. And there's also a version called Where's the Opaque. So what's going on here is the whole thing is in garter stitch, but up here at the top, can you see just like kind of right above the bust line, right at this line, you're using two different sizes of needles. So this is worked on like a size 5 needle in garter stitch, and then this is worked on a 5 in one hand and a 10.5 in the other hand. So every other row is elongated, and you get this beautiful open mesh fabric, which is really fun. And the same thing with the sleeve. Now, she has another version of this where the back is worked completely in this sort of mesh lace. And that's called Where's the Opaque? And it is so, so cute. It's meant to be kind of a little bit oversized in the body and a little bit cropped. So I love this. Again, this is in cotton. I did mine in a yarn that's been discontinued a million years ago. It was Provence cotton, but it is a just a you want a hard wearing yarn here, and you want to knit it tightly. And like I said, I've had mine for 20 years, wash, wear all the time, and it is just a really fun staple. I love this sweater so much. I have it right here, and I will show it to you. Okay, so this is the caddy sweater. Can you see how it's very sheer at the top, and the sleeves are kind of sheer and see-through, but the body of it in the front and the back. And this is definitely a sturdy fabric. Like I said, I think I knit this worsted weight cotton on a 5 because I wanted that garter stitch to be nice and tight. So super cute. Yeah, so tell me what your favorite is. Tell me in the chat which one you like the best. Betty likes caddy. Yeah, it is super fun. Oh, Polly, you knit that for a friend. Polly is so good. She's always knitting for other people and never for herself. So Dara asks a question. It's interesting using 2 different size needles. I'm still new to knitting. Is that done often? It's not done terribly often, but it's a really great way of creating an interesting fabric. So I have not seen it too terribly much in garments. I have seen it a lot in accessories, Dara. So, you know, you'll have something that's like worked with a fingering weight or a lace weight, and then you'll have it worked on a big needle so that you'll get this long stitch, you know. It's just such a clever way of doing things, you know. Or what you will often see sometimes too is you'll get that same effect by using 2 of the same size needles, but every other row you're wrapping the yarn around the needle twice. So it's the same effect, but it's just a different way of doing it. So I don't know that I would say it's done often, but Sally Melville has used it a couple times in a couple sweaters of hers. And like I said, I've seen it in different accessories. So it's not surprising that you haven't seen it. Let's see. Amy wants to make the caddy. Yeah, it would be so cute on you. Ooh, me too for the caddy. Yep. So, right, it is super clever. Oh, and that, yeah, Denise makes a good point, Dara, is that sometimes if you purl really loosely, you'll see people use 2 different size needles, a smaller one for the purl side, or whichever side you have a looser knit on, you can tighten that up by using a smaller needle on the purl side. That doesn't work, of course, if you're knitting in the round, but then if you're knitting in the round, there is no purl side, is there? So Amelia knit a shawl pattern that increased through 4 or 5 needle sizes so the pattern spread out from the neck to the edge. Oh, that's so clever, right? Super clever. I love that. Okay, so guys, if you are interested in making the caddy sweater, I'm pretty sure that the book is out of print, but it is available on the secondary market. I broke one of my cardinal rules in sharing this with you. And my rule when I share patterns on this channel is that they are available for you on Ravelry. So I rarely show patterns unless you know that they're in the Rowan magazine. I rarely share patterns that are not available on Ravelry, but I thought this one was really special. And I do think that every knitter should have a copy of Sally Melville's Knit Stitch in their library. It's such a great book. It's so much more than just the knit stitch. I mean, it really is a kind of a teaching book. I love it. And I love the way she intersperses little bits of her philosophy in there. She's just such a lovely and wonderful and generous teacher and person. So you may already have the knit stitch from back in the day, but if you don't, do a quick Amazon search and I'm sure you can find one for, you know, very little money. So yeah, that'll be a thing. So let's see what everybody has to say. Ooh, you have the book. Yay, yeah, Amy. My older cotton sweaters are heavy. Could you recommend a lighter weight cotton or blend? Yeah, so cotton is heavy. you know, it does tend to be heavy. One of the ways that you can get a lighter sweater, obviously, is by using a finer yarn, or look for yarns that have a chainette construction. So Soft Yak DK is one of my favorite cotton yarns because it does have a chainette construction, which means it's very, very light in weight for its gauge. The sweater, the Keisha sweater, I usually keep it right here, but it's not here. Cumulus is another example of a chainette construction cotton. Sabri is another. So yes, cotton can be very heavy to wear, and when you have that chainette construction, it takes the weight out. You get better yardage and it feels much lighter on your body. So those are definitely yarns that I recommend. And there are lots of others. Those are just 3 that I carry in the shop. But again, if you're looking for the lightness in the cotton, the construction matters a lot. So that's a really good point. Thank you for bringing that up. Amy says she got hers thrift books. Good. Oh, good. Yes, thrifty books. Good, Betty. What yarn would I suggest for caddy, hard-wearing one? Okay, so I'll tell you, a hard-wearing yarn is going to probably be a mercerized. Now, if I were going to make this again, and given the gauge, I would probably use cotton glacé, because that is one of the hardest wearing yarns, and it has a beautiful sheen to it. So I would recommend cotton glacé. That mercerization really does make the yarn extremely durable. It would also be really nice in linen. The linen is a light fiber, so it's the thing about linen is that the fibers themselves, the individual fibers in the bast, are thicker, so you have fewer of them, and so it's lighter to wear. So I would either do this in cotton glacé, or I would do it in Rowan Creative Linen, and those are both lovely hard-wearing yarns that would make a great caddy sweater. I think also, I don't know how you feel about it, but with that open back, if I were going to make this, and I did, I made it cropped, and typically I wear like a cami under it that is going to bring it down to a more flattering length for me, and then you have the back open, and I think that's such a pretty sexy kind of little surprise when you turn around and you have that open back. In the book, you'll see that she shows it in black, and I think the gal's not wearing anything under it, but those days are gone for most of us, or I never was those days. So yeah, so I would recommend that cotton glacé or Creative Linen be perfect, because neither of those is going to pill or shrink or do any of the nasty things that we don't like to have happen to sweaters we spend our time on. Let's see, Denim Revive too. Oh yeah, Denim Revive would be good. That would be brilliant. Thank you for bringing that up, Deborah. Absolutely. Not Denim Revive, I would say Cotton Revive. The Denim Revive is an older fiber that is not particularly hard wearing, but the Cotton Revive, which is the new cotton from Rowan, is a chainette construction. And yes, it would be perfect, Deborah. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, so if you're looking for a lightweight fiber, because we're talking about lightweight fibers, right? For the Cotton Revive is very lightweight. Denim Revive is a little bit lightweight, but it doesn't fall in the hard wearing category, right? Okay, so that is what I have for you tonight. I hope that this has been useful and informative and fun and inspiring. And I do hope that if you are at all interested in learning how to make sweaters that fit perfectly and look great, learning how to adjust your patterns and perfect your finishing and all of those kinds of things, that you will check out my mini seminar. I will be putting a link out for that soon, and that'll be in early July. And then we will be opening Club Crazy for You for enrollment again, which I think is going to be really fun, and I'm super excited about that. And I hope to see you next time. All right, we will see you then. Yeah, yeah, right, Debbie. It's all good. It's all good. I misspeak all the time. So, well, I will see you next week. Next week, I actually will be in Oregon with my son graduating from college. I can't believe that happened. He was 2 years old when I opened the shop. So I will have a recorded video with Laura Zander, who is the owner and founder of Jimmy Bean's Wool, and she has a beautiful new line of yarn out that I think you're going to love. It's called Yarn Citizen, and I have an interview with her that's going to be presented next week at this time, and I hope you love it. So until then, keep knitting and create something beautiful. Good night.